Greetings, fellow Twisty puzzle fans. I wanted to show here a recently completed puzzle that I have, the 4x5x5 cuboid. Now, before I say anything else, I will start by saying I do realize that every puzzle here on this table, the 4x4x5, the 4x5x5, the 3x3x4, and the 2x3x3 domino, and of course the Rubik's Cube. I am well aware that all of these puzzles are currently being manufactured by one company or another, and that any of these can be purchased for a relatively modest price. So why am I showing you a puzzle that is already in production? Well, the reason I'm doing that is because this particular one was started back in about 2007, 2008. So this puzzle was started then. I worked on it and stopped working on it. I left it at about the 50% completed point, and I left it that way for the better part of basically better part of 6 years now. So for 6 years, it had sat around in my office, in my workshop, I should say, for 6 years, and I said, you know what? It's long enough. I should at least make an effort to complete it. So I finally took the time to finish it. So here it is. So to show you that it's not just some production puzzle that I just took and I'm trying to show it off as being my own, I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it. At least disassemble part of it so you can see. So now, one of the details I really agonized over was how to make it so that a puzzle could be easily disassembled, because I really hate it when a puzzle is made and once assembled it can never be disassembled, because frankly I'm a pretty crappy puzzle solver. So honestly, you know, I need to be able to take these things apart sometimes to be able to solve them. Yeah, okay, I'm embarrassed to admit that, but, well, not really. I'm a lousy solver. There, I said it. I can move on. So anyway, construction time for this particular puzzle was somewhere in the neighborhood of about, if I'm running estimates, I would say probably in the neighborhood of about 100 hours, maybe 120 hours. So, sure, was it worth making? Maybe back in 2007, 2008, but obviously not today, especially when you can buy one of these for, what, under $40 now. So you can see that the puzzle is clearly handmade. All of these pieces were cut with a razor saw, glued together using other bits and pieces of plastic. You can see the typical hazing from caused by super glue. But these pieces were all built up, modified with plastic sheet, and so the reason I had started this in the first place was because of inspiration I drew from a picture I saw a long time ago. I want to say it was sometime before 2007. The picture of a puzzle, a 4x5x5, identical to this, made by Aleh sometime again prior to that date, 2007. And he had made one, and I didn't see any detailed pictures other than the picture itself. But again, I mean, Aleh already has tons of street cred as a puzzle maker, so there's no question that it was a functional puzzle. So I decided back then that I was going to make my own, because I really wanted one, and at the time, of course, there was no production puzzle. Of course, prior to that, I think that Tony Fisher already had his own 4x5x5 available, using, I think it was a buildup of a professor back in the day, one of the professor cubes, the 5x5x5, which he added his own extensions to build it. Now, that's great, but for me, the idea of using an Eastsheen really came about, again, because of, other than, of course, Aleh's fantastic picture, is because I like the smaller size, and I like the even size that the Eastsheen provides. I like its economical size, and sometimes, again, it's nice to have a nice, big, hefty Tony Fisher puzzle in your hand, but admittedly, in this case, it just seemed like this was just the right way to go in terms of size and comfort. And again, the other thing I did was that when you construct these puzzles, what you end up with is, here's my prototype 4x5x5. when you rotate these things, you tend to end up with these really large gaps. See the gaps where the puzzle was cut apart and reassembled. And again, this is my prototype. So when I finally got around to making a lot of these puzzles based on the Eastsheen, I ended up capping every single one of these large holes where I could with plastic sheet, so that basically you don't see much of the ugly interior. Not that the interior is ugly, but frankly you don't want to see how really Frankenstein a lot of my work is on the inside. So anyway, that's what I did. Took an Eastsheen, spent the better part of 100+ hours working on it, for a puzzle now you can buy for under 40 bucks, which works out to what? Something like a labor rate of 33 cents an hour, something like that. Yeah, no, really good use of time, but maybe not a good use of time, but it is an interesting and worthwhile use of your skills. So this sort of thing is, it's like practice. Think of it as practice. If you really want to devote 100+ hours of your time to practicing making something you can buy for 40 bucks. If that's what you want to do, then hey, great. Here's your opportunity to do it. Or not. Just buy one. That's what I would do nowadays. The only reason I finished this again was because I had it laying around for so long, I just felt like it would be a real shame if I didn't at least complete it. So anyway, that's it. It's my 4x5x5, nothing spectacular, nothing fancy. It's just another $40 puzzle. But at least I'll know that this one is very unique because it is at the end of the day mine. Oh yeah, one other comment. I know that somebody a long time ago on one of the posts said he hated, was it she? But anyway, that they hated people who use the checkerboard pattern for demonstrating puzzles. Now, I realize that maybe it's really cliche to see puzzles in their checkerboard form, but honestly, a checkerboard form is one good way to demonstrate that the puzzle is fully functional, which is why people do it. So if you don't like it, well, that's too bad. I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube haters out there, but, frankly, we all know what our opinions are of people who have lousy comments on YouTube. So anyway, happy puzzling, and hope you found this video interesting.